Hi there, everyone. I want to welcome you here to look back at a classic rock album here on Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock, hard rock, heavy metal, and other forms of rock music. So today we're here to do some hard rock. Yes, the album I've chosen for this episode is Never Surrender by Triumph. This was the next album for me in the logical sequence. I got my first one, which was Just a Game, and then I went back and I got the two predecessors. Then I got Progressions of Power when it came out, and then I got Allied Forces when it came out. So the next logical album for me would have been this one, but about 40 years passed between the Allied Forces and this one. I don't know why I stopped collecting. I got into a period of time in the early to mid 80s, where I had stopped collecting some bands I had been collecting and got kind of away from them a bit. And unfortunately, Triumph was one of them. So anyways, this is a very good album. And bordering on a great album, I think. Excellent album cover, one of the better ones. I love this quite a bit. Kind of reminds me of the legionnaires in Rome during the Roman times. Anyways, excellent album. So this album was released December 1982 in Canada and January 1983 in the United States. Was recorded at Metalworks Studio. 40 minutes or so in length on the MCA label or Attic label here, I believe, in Canada. And produced by Triumph and David Thorner. Yeah, an excellent album. Lots of really good stuff on here. You've got Rick Emmett playing all types of guitars, 6-string acoustic guitars, 12-string electrics, 6-string electrics, pedal steel guitar. All kinds of different stuff, plus doing lead vocals as well. He's quite gifted at both vocals and guitars, if you ask me. Exceptional guitar player, one of the top ones in Canada for sure, maybe in the world overall. His vocals are among the best. Just has a natural kind of high-sounding vocal sound that fits really well with their hard rock and bluesy flavor to their music. Then you have Mike Levine on bass, organ, piano, synthesizers, Moog, all kinds of different keyboard instruments as well. Absolutely very similar to Geddy Lee that way, playing the keyboard part as a second from his bass. Then you also have drummer Gilmore playing both drums and also doing lead vocals as well. They have a nice combination of vocals here. You've got two guys that are kind of very different. There's a little bit of a similarity between their vocal ranges and the ones in Supertramp. So you've got Rick Emmett doing the really high part here like Roger Hodgson does, and then Rick Davies, who did the more bluesy low part, being filled here by Gil Moore. And both bands doing excellent jobs on the vocals. I really like the Triumph vocals. They're among the reason why I chose to follow this band in the first place. And this particular album, very solid. So we're going to talk about the album a little bit. First, in a general kind of feeling of the album, it's got lots of that normal Triumph stuff. So there's a little bit of stuff going on, some bluesy stuff going on here, some actual classical bits here with the guitar. You've got your straightforward rock songs, and you got some real heavy stuff as well. I would never think of Triumph as a metal band in any stretch. They do have some stuff that falls within that kind of metal sound, metal range, and even on this album there's a little bit of that as well, but I never think of them as a metal band. To me, they're a hard rock band who have a little bit of a metal sound at times, a little bit of a progressive sound, some bluesy stuff going on there, even some classical stuff. So in many ways, they take on the same kind of genre setup for me that Styx does. So initially, I followed both bands because there were some similarities in that respect. They don't really sound anything alike, but Yeah, definitely a band that falls within that normal range that I liked at that time period. And Triumph is one of those bands that made a big comeback for me, and this is one of the albums that's really done that for me. So, Too Much Thinking has that little Ronald Reagan bit at the beginning, which it sticks in my mind all the time, to be honest with you, and it's really quite good. I like it. It leads into World of Fantasy, which is, I think, kind of the hit on the album. It's kind of like the Magic Power, even though it's heavier than Magic Power, a little bit more progressive sounding, and has a little bit more depth to it than that particular track. Minor Prelude, another good classical bit here, which they seem to do at least one every episode, or actually maybe it's Overture. It might be Overture that. Yeah, I may have confused the two. If I'm wrong, somebody will tell me. I know they will. Anyways, all the way, this is a strong, heavy song. Not super heavy, but good. Heavy. Battle Cry is much heavier, much better. Lots of guitar parts here. Vocals are fantastic, as usual. Both vocalists are top notch. I like the variety of both of them. I like both of their vocals for different reasons. Absolutely exceptional here. Overture, yeah, it may be the classical bit or it may be the instrumental bit. I'm not sure. One of the two is. I can't remember which one right offhand. Never Surrender. This is the title track. Heavy. Just absolutely in that wheelhouse that Triumph is known for. That kind of heavy, great guitar part, great lead guitar part, excellent vocals, and just draws you in with the story of the song. Their lyrics are quite good. When the lights go down, this is kind of a more like that song, like the Weekend song that they used to do, that kind of a party anthem type track, but really heavy. Another kind of hard rock heavy anthem. Writing on the Wall, this is a great tune as well. You got the instrumental again at the end with Epilogue. Just an absolutely well-crafted album going now. At this point, I would say Triumph has produced, by the time this album came out, they produced 4 straight albums with a lot of that epic sound to it. Lots of heaviness, all of the same elements but mixed up and put in a kind of order that makes sense. It's not like 4 or 5 of one song and then just kind of changes completely. It's not like that. They try to mix everything very well. And all 4 of the albums are great. This one, to me, is the newest of the 4, so I can't really say how it compares to the other 3. I think it needs to be around and kind of grow on me a little bit more before I do it. Obviously, Just the Game is my favorite of their albums. But I bounce back and forth at times between Progressions of Power and Allied Forces onto which one I like better. But this one is definitely within that same wheelhouse as those 2 albums. Could easily compete with them all. And absolutely love the overall sound here. So for me, I'm almost a little bit disappointed that I kind of stopped with Allied Forces and not continue along here. It's pretty clear to me that I missed out for a long period of time, and I'm suspecting that the next album I'll feel the same, even more that way. Anyways, great album. I highly recommend it. If you liked any of the earlier Triumph albums, you'll definitely like this one. If you like that hard rock power trio kind of thing going on, this is a great album. You like a little bit of that mixture of stuff that you get from bands like Styx or Kansas or any of them. This is well within that wheelhouse as well. So there's a lot of versatility here. And Triumph, unfortunately for them, came from the same city in the same country as Rush, and they've always kind of taken a bit of a backseat to that. It's a bit unfortunate that they're even compared because their both music is quite different. The only thing I guess that's comparable is they're Canadian, they're a power trio, and they have, the ironic part is with Rush, you've got the bass player does all the vocals, where with Triumph, you got the guitar player and the drummer doing the vocals and the bass player not doing any of the vocals. So there's a little bit of a difference there. Yeah, so this is an absolute killer album. Been on my playlist now for 5 months. I like it a lot. It really grew on me quickly, and it stayed fairly strong in my thing. I suspect it'll stay on another month or 2 before it finally dips off the charts and we go to something else. But absolutely killer. Give it a try. So if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. And you want to make any comments about Never Surrender or Triumph or any of that stuff that I've said, you can do that in the comment section. Please don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get the videos that are recorded to come up. And I hope to see you throughout the rest of the week with some of the other videos we'll be doing. So I wish you all a good night and a good time. More rocking to you. Take care and have a good one. Bye.